The aims was to not spread ourselves too thin. So when we said that we will focus on the three principles of building the brand, selecting what's good for the students, selecting what's best for the alumni, we continue to get a whole amount of ideas, but we are unable to put resources to them. And that is one of the reasons that you will see the 8-9 things that we do. Our intent has been to do them better and better.
I think there are two things which will make things happen. One is if there is an engagement and if there is an impact of that engagement. So how do you make sure that there is an engagement through formal processes? And two, how do you really measure and then communicate? One of the things that you said, to really communicate the impact of that engagement. I think these are the two things. If engagement and impact happens, all other things will follow. Okay. Where are our alumni in those companies? What are the skill sets they are looking at? What are the kind of skill sets that we need to impart? And I think the alumni can play an important role which are sector and role specific. That is one part. So which is curriculum development. And this is essentially what is required in the second year, because as a program director or an institutional director, we have got two challenges. The first challenge is to prepare our current students, which is like the Sattam and the Surbhis of the world, for their first job, number one, and to make sure that they get the first promotion, I normally say, ahead of their peers. How can we make sure that students are, what Pranay said, execution oriented, street smart? Okay. Now these are the areas where the alumni can really chip in as mentors. One of the things that we have actually started with your junior batch, we are going to start 25 committees, student committees mentored by faculty to manage all the institutional activities. The alumni can bring in vital input in that committee. I think going forward we will have an industry advisory board for each of the specializations, which are very role and job specific. Okay.
I think we will discuss at the moment. These are the tentative dates for the alumni meets. This is the Delhi Batch Champions meet. We also plan to have one in Bombay after this, which will be for the Batch Champions in Bombay, combining all the campuses. That I think would be hosted by the Nagpur campus. This is hosted by the Ghaziabad campus. That would be hosted by the Nagpur campus, and I'm hoping the next one happens, which is hosted by the Hyderabad campus. I have not been able to discuss this with you, but let's see if we can make it happen. So this is subject to approval, the Bangalore one. But the other ones which are there are the annual alumni meet, the dates for the annual alumni meet, tentative dates dependent on the booking, but these are the approximate dates that we are looking at. 25 years reunion, 20 years reunion, 10 years reunion, and the regular features. So Manoj, what are your views on this?
So that's a tough question. Our good friend from Chennai has been running this website development, and there were some technology issues. In fact, going forward, we are also thinking of migrating a lot of this to the mobile, because we have started getting inputs that mobile is the new web page, and you will see the mobile launch very soon. As far as web page is concerned, there has been some content development, but you are right, we could have done better.
I think in the last forum, what we had decided and what we missed this time, what we decided last time and what we missed doing between the last meeting and this meeting is that we had discussed that we will move the operations are today headed out of Chennai. We will move the operations from Chennai to Delhi and control it from here so that there's a day-to-day interaction. Even the Alcom can interact, which actually does the running around work or the work around it. Do I have the consent of everybody for that, and do people have a different thing? Because Rajesh has been very active, he's put in a lot of effort, but do we have this consent from the forum?
I think
so we arrived at this idea of the IIC conference, and we want to create it as a larger than life event. Dr. Aatish said, what creates our brand? Our alumni create our brand. And our brand is actually spread all over the world. not just in India, all over the world. How can we bring them back? How can we excite them to come back? And this is one forum that we are wanting to create.
With some of our Marquee alumni opening up this session, and then follow a tie sort of structure where we break into two parallel groups of SIGs, so which is special interest groups. So one of them would be based on verticals and the other one can be probably based on horizontals. So each of those SIGs can then be initiated with a quick round robin of 1 minute exchange of cards, and that would help an opportunity for all those present in the session to know each other and probably in the area of interest that they are belong to, and which then follows with a discussion into a topic of relevance in the industry the SIGs caters to, and another round of exchange of the sessions, and which obviously finally culminates into the Chungi Nights alumni dinner. So it would be a 1-day event.
On a mail, yeah, so it's about 40 lakhs right now. So we are looking at sponsorship from our alumni. We are looking at probably some participation fee. So it's going to be divided like that.
Can
First
I
session.
ask a question to the whole forum? How many of you are interested in being part of this kind of a project? We can raise our hands.
Yep.
So that means we are in for this kind of thing,
So-
and we can. So
Whichever-
let's have a user group who will generate a list of sponsors who can be brought in. Let's have that list. We can't say let's
So
focus on this.
the work of that, the role of that committee or that group will be decided by that group, what all will they
So
do.
we can do that if Devashish can give us a list of marketing people who are across our alumni sitting in various departments. If we have a list, we talk to the batchmates of those guys and say please get activated and getting some sponsors.
Correct. But can we have a whole lot of work that has to go into the entire execution, and we need an execution team as well.
So for that, we are depending big time on our current batches.
And covers.
So
But
these
you-
guys
you won't
also
go-
would be there.
Yeah, okay, so put Archer.
So
in the-
execution.
in the execution team, who else wants to volunteer? Okay, you are putting your
Yeah.
hand for everything, our team.
Yeah.
Okay.
You cannot share. Chandan.
So just to sum it up, we will be following it up with a mail, but as always, what we need is, we need help from you on a couple of issues, and I'm just trying to sum it up. One, please nominate from your batch as batch champions who are the best experts that you know, and I'm talking more from the a little more experienced batches rather than the recent batches of people who should be called for such an event. And the recent batches can actually talk about alumni they know who they feel are very good. Second is identify sponsors or prospective sponsors company. The thing that we need your help in is actually identifying a good PR agency, a very effective PR agency, because the whole thing has a pre-event coverage, during the event coverage, and post-event coverage.
We are going to make it very, very transparent, no hidden costs, things like parking charges, which typically developers do, preferred location charges and floor rise and all that kind of stuff, nothing of that sort. Okay. And I need your feedback also on this. We are planning studio apartments and 1-bedroom apartments, because essentially it is a holiday home, and it is further going to be rent out also, so we are looking at smaller sizes. Very soon, maybe next week itself, and we plan to close it around 30th of June. Booking amount we are keeping at 75,000. You will receive further communication on further details on all these things. Once the project is completed, within 1 year we'll apply for a cooperative housing society. So, right, and there is a 100% refund of the application amount, just in case someone, after looking at the floor plans and layout, or because of any other reason, says I don't want to be part of it. 100% amount refunded. So this land parcel is 3,950 square meters. Now, the number depends on the mix. So once you go back from here, you talk to your batchmates. We are also going to circulate a communication. The 1 BHK is planned around 680. roughly. No, this is super built.
I have one question which is a very critical one, that Goa, what I heard from the past, has been a very difficult challenge for most people. Like DLF and all, I know a reason that, okay, the big builders are not allowed to enter Goa, that's a different separate exercise. But what if something goes wrong? What guarantee do we have?
Okay.
So
what we are doing here, good question. What we are doing here is, if you see the this is an important slide. What you see here is that the booking closes on 30th June. Then there is a title check and technical audit. Now between today actually and this period, we will spend some money and get best of the lawyers and the engineers to do a feasibility study of this. Parallelly, the town planner will also be managed. If that happens, then only we collect money for land purchase. So we are in a way taking permissions and doing the entire audit of the land parcel, because there are lots of rules.
So
I don't want to spend time on that.
You would have a external CA audit the accounts and an external person.
Not the accounts I'm talking about. Accounts can also be done. I'm talking about the land parcel.
Land parcel
Because there are lots of
validated
rules
for
there,
lawyer.
Ashish. The road width has to be this much to get this much
Lawyer-
FSI, and then
the lawyer and the town planner will be in.
absolutely. And the title check of the land.
What is the idea of the forum? Do they agree to this initiative? Do they disagree?
Agree, but let's say that IMT name we use once the title check and everything is in place.
Sure.
That, let's not use that.
We are not using the IMT name. It's the association name that we're using. For every 15 years, basis this, we will have vice presidents who will bring in the insights for those people. So we have 15 years, and the next 5 years. The structure that it stands, therefore, and is the president, Manoj, is already here, and then this is the mentorship committee for the ALCOM, which has Rohan, Divya, Rishabh, Sameer, Abhishek, Aditya, Vinamra, Aman as the latest people who have just joined it. And then the Alumni Relationship Committee. So the Alumni Relationship Committee need not come to me or Manoj at all for the first level, second level approvals. They can straight away talk to the ALCOM mentors, take the approvals and move ahead. Because ALCOM has already performed that in the past and they can take the initiatives the way it has been going on. For the next batch, we are appointing the vice presidents, and basis the contribution that we have seen in the last 2 years from the various batches, these are the 3 names that we selected for the batches from 1980 to 85. Kalpana is already here. I think Kalpana is here. She has agreed to take on this role and she has been contributing. Ravi is another leading person you've just met, and I think he's here also. Mr. Inderveer has been giving us all the forceful comments, but all his comments always make sense to us. So I think he is the right person to lead this initiative, because he can connect across batches and he can connect within his batch also. So that's the advantage we have for this. For the next couple of batches, we have Prabhat and Alakhya from 2007 batch who've been very active and have been contributing to various initiatives. They would take on the role of the vice president. And for the next batch, it is Vidisha, Kamalika and Rupayal who would take on the responsibility for the batches from 2011 to 16. And this will go on, and this is for a rotational period of 1 year. And based on the contribution that comes in from the members, we will keep on evaluating who takes on this position. We've also extended the forum to city champions, and within every city, so we are going to have our champions, and we've got somebody for Bombay, we've got somebody for Calcutta, we've got somebody for Chennai, but we'll progress and appoint the right people with the right passion for the institute to come and be a partner of this. The thing that I want to discuss, and this is beyond the conference that I want to discuss, is, I want to present the, so everybody, a lot of students have been paying a membership fee in the Ghaziabad campus and now on the other campuses. So I wanted to present the accounts. What we have as on date is we have 382 students who paid in. with some have paid 500. The first batch paid 500, then I think it was made 1,000 and then 2,000, and now it's going up. Registration of the society took us about 40,000 bucks. CA fees for 3 years has taken this amount. Website, as I said, was a major expenditure that we did, and I've not been able to get, I take responsibility for this, not been able to get results in this, but we will review it and change it and shift it to Delhi and move to the next level. Bank charges have been so very small. Approval for ATG has costed about 50,000. So we've collected 2,79,000, we've spent about 2,51,000. That's where we stand on the accounts today. So therefore, what we need to do to activate all these channels and make bigger activities in the future, what we need is, we need to allocate a manpower who will function as a coordinator at some point of time. Taking an annual expenditure of over 15 lakhs plus 2 lakhs for a laptop and other facilities. We will need to recruit a person who will fit into this profile over a period of time. I don't have the money to do that today. IMT conference, we've said about 25 lakhs. Incubation center, when we do it, we'll need to spend about 10 lakhs to get the right people on board. Website and mobile app, I've put about 5 lakhs. Initiation of activities which will need a coordinator would be over 3 lakhs. Office rental space, not even taken into account because the person can work with a laptop either from my office or some other office which has a space. This actually cost about 60 lakhs. So the registration fee that students pay from this year onwards, we are going to increase it, but I'm also in talks with the management of IMT to make it compulsory for everybody to register, because otherwise we don't have the funds to take these operations further. And it's a problem collecting these funds every time. I am not here to give clarifications on collecting a membership fee from people, because now we know the importance of this forum. The other part of it is also that let's start a donation drive, where we actually ask any alumni to make a contribution on its own voluntary will, because and these are people who probably passed out any time, minimum of 5,000, but this thing. And we'll give because we have a IT exemption, we can give a IT exemption certificate also. At the moment, it is just to sustain the initiative.
We have a requirement there. What I see is immediate requirement about 8 lakh rupees. So I can see website and you have initial activities, whatever. So why don't we take a target of about 8 lakhs and try raising it amongst us?
Absolutely.
Why leave it to imagination?
Okay.
Question in IMT Ghaziabad, do we have alumni fund when the fee is collected with students? Is there any head called alumni?
There is a fund.
Is it being transferred to the alumni account?
No, it is not, and that is what I have been pushing for. That if that happens, then that is a
when
major
the student
relief.
is paying a separate alumni fund, let's say 5,000 or whatever, it is not supposed to be the institute. It has to be transferred to the alumni fund.
I totally agree, and we have been working on that.
When I joined, I saw there is not much of integration between IMT Hyderabad alumni and the parent organization, that is IMT Ghaziabad. I strongly believe, as most of you must be agreeing, that any institution is as good as its alumni. The idea was, I really liked that when he said, yes, why not we integrate. So the journey of integration started, and then when I joined, there was no such concept of having a LCOM in Hyderabad campus, so we created a chairperson, Dr. Tumpade, she became the chairperson, and then we started having a chapter meets. We had IMT Hyderabad chapter meets at Mumbai, in Delhi, and in Hyderabad. So these are the activities which we started in Hyderabad, and we strongly believe that these activities need to be integrated with the parent body, which should not be, as Devashish rightly said, it is not IMT Ghaziabad alumni, it is IMT Alumni Association. It has to be very clearly understood that it is not IMT Ghaziabad Alumni Association, it is IMT Alumni Association. It's a parent body.